Hi there, Taurus. Welcome to Eyes to See Tarot and your January tarot read. This is a general freestyle read. So it's not necessarily centered around love and relationships, but if it comes up in the spread, I'll be sure to let you know. We're going to be digging into your current energies, upcoming people you may be dealing with, situations, unseen situations, unfolding. Help you get a grasp on things, you know? Exercise that free will and all, right? You want to tell me maybe a little bit about Taurus's current energies? Leave me out of it, please. I'd appreciate that. Yeah. Huh. It's the exact same reading. Okay, so I have the Justice in reverse. I have the Six of Cups in the upright. Death in reverse, Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. For some of you, this is pretty much financial, right? It's like I remember how things used to be, right? So it really feels like I'm being nickeled and dimes right now, and I have way too much going on to figure out how to do it with whatever this is, right? I know there's more back there. I know there's more for me. I know I'm worth more than this, right? But we have an inability to change, and I think it links right back, and these are two major arcana. So with the Justice in reverse and the Death card in reverse, I think that there's a possibility that there's an inability to change because you're missing some sort of key information, right? We're going to try to dig that up. The genie. I mean, we can wish for it. It's the last time you've seen the djinn. So, and then I have the Knight of Swords. So I have the Nine of Cups. There is something somewhere along in the silence, right? No matter how disruptive it is. There's something that is there for your information purposes, right? So that's the thing is now that I've been told that there's something in your area, sit in quiet meditation, you know, in your alone time. What are you? What is it? Everybody's situation is going to be just a little bit different. So everybody's like little key is going to be shaped just a little bit different. I'm not going to be able to pull that up, but I can get you, you know, and if I try too hard, I'm going to misdirect some of you. Because, you know, Bobby Sue's looking for Jimmy Joe's key or some shit like that. But you will find it. It will come like a shot in the dark, right? And that alone, that contentment, that happy time, right? And I use that word loosely because, like I said, with the Four of Wands in reverse, it's not like it's not really stable. There's a lot going on, and it's constantly changing and constantly changing. There is no real stability point, right? Can I look into any energies in Taurus's atmosphere, area, surrounding area? Anybody coming in for Taurus? Anybody coming in to save Taurus? Let's see. I got the Four of Cups. No, not somebody. Just acceptance of your current circumstance, right? That's the key that unlocks the door to that infinite possibility. And Taurus, I know that you know that it's there, right? Because you remember it. You remember how simple it was. You remember how easy, effortless it was to be there, right? Now all of a sudden it feels like I'm 3 years old and I'm getting an allowance again. And probably a 3-year-old's allowance. Oh, look, and the Four of Wands in the upright. Okay, so the Four of Wands came out again. That's 4, 4, 4, right? 6, 6, 6. Got it. Get even. For some of you, I hate saying that. It just sounded so atrocious coming off my tongue. Probably not the most angelic message, actually, so proceed with caution. There's some stability in the acceptance, and we're gonna go through that real quick. 3 of Cups. Okay, start by your closest. Start with the closest people around you. What do you feel? How do they make you feel? What do they make you think? You know, what are their key elements of their personality, right? What are they most known for, right? Taking close inventory, and even though the inventory card is not here, it's an acceptance of your situation via your friends and family. People you trust. People you rely on, right? It's like that's where the stability will come from. So generic. Everybody should do this all the time, every day. You should do it every day. Why is it so impossibly important that you do this now? Okay, so I had the 5 of Pentacles. So walking away from something that no longer serves you. And if it's all that unstable, if it's all that maybe it was a fear factor. Maybe it's because, you know, if I was being nickeled and dimed, I couldn't do it out on my own until I completed this process, right? See the 4 of Pentacles and Justice. Okay, you don't see, though, how tightly you're actually clinging to it. Things that resonate a little bit closer to home, we have a little bit more of a tendency to. Like when I was doing therapy, freelance therapy, I could not do it with my family. Couldn't. I couldn't be stern enough, black and white enough, right? I would coddle them. I had a tendency, and even though I tried not to, I had a tendency to coddle them just a little bit, you know, instead of guiding them through the hard messages. So, Taurus, it does seem like you are clinging oh so tightly to a situation. So be that the case, you knowing on your own it was there, right? Stability, happiness. It used to be so easy because your energy influences were easy, right? There was no resistance. Now you find yourself in a situation where there's a lot of resistance, and there's a lot of resistance from a lot of places. It's almost like a jail cell that you have put yourself in. You know how to get out. You really, really do. But I don't think you want to. And I think that's what you're not seeing. Exactly how tightly you are clinging to the situation. God, if they could only change. God, I can't turn my back. I can't leave until the job is done. Taurus, I don't think the job's going to be done. It looks like a hopeless situation. You're blindfolded. Overtaken, right? I don't think you have a leg to stand on in this battle. Quite interesting. Have you ever tried to tell a Taurus that their endeavor was hopeless? You think they hear that? It's time to pull it all up, Taurus. Whatever it is that you are working on, it is time to release it. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that you can do this today, tomorrow, just jump and go. You can't. Probably can't. you know. A lot of you are going to stay stuck here. Me, for instance. Until you find that feverish push to go ahead and leave it behind. Now, mind you, these are your companions. Take a note of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Really make a list. And then cut out the qualities. Who they are. Are they loyal? Are they honest? Are they supportive? Are they thieves? Are they hardworking? Are they messy? Like, I mean, cut out the qualities and really take a good look at if you want to be that. Because you are that. 5 people you are closest to. That's what it is. Because for some way, shape, or form, if you're not content where you are, right? And some of you can be. Some of you can be. If you're not content where you are and you're tired of not changing or not being able to see the truth, it's because you're actively withholding the truth from yourself. Like, right? You're clinging so tightly to the fact that I can save these people, or I can change the situation, or I can bring them with me. Now, it's looking more like the idea of them taking you down with them. And you see, you just can't fathom that. You can't fathom that, Taurus. But you're also blindfolding yourself. You're blinding yourself to see it. There's the 6 of Cups in the upright again. She never really lost one before. You've never lost one before. Taurus, honestly, I think it's time to call in the chopper. Call the chopper. Get in the chopper. And whirly bird your little ass to a higher elevation. Because I don't think this situation is going to change. You're not giving it a lot of room to change either. Because, you know, with your bullhead stubbornness, I know what that's like. I'm a double Taurus. I am a Taurus Sun, Taurus Venus. And my love life is completely impossible because I'm a Leo Mars. So, if my divine masculine won't get you, my divine feminine will. I got the Chariot and the Emperor. Okay. Strategy and movement. Strategy and movement. The thing is that the Chariot is a card of effortless movement. It's more of a card of being drawn, right? But I think that it can only really happen if you're on the same side with the same focus, going in the same direction, right? I can strategize something if I'm going with the current, right? The thing is that you've been fighting the current and fighting the current and fighting the current, right? To try to get back and get back and get back because, you know, my people need me, right? It's an internal wound that you have never healed to try to save people that don't want to be saved. It's a bit of a weakness, actually. It's kind of depressing. There you go. There you go. So, okay, so you do have a little bit to work on this month, Taurus. And don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. No matter how perfect you are, you have something to work on every day, all the time. That's what makes it fun. All right. So the stability that you're seeking is in the acceptance, right? The understanding. And honestly, I think you might have seen it, noticed it, said it, you know, mentioned it to yourself a couple of times, but you're just like, no, it's not in me, right? It's not in my personality to do it. Abandon people? What? I've never. Would never. But I don't think this is an abandonment as much as it is a self-salvation, right? Even then, I do see you weighing the pros and cons of, you know, like if I know that I go back to New York to my penthouse, I can sit in that field in West Texas and I can run that pipeline for 2 years if I need to, because I know that that is home. Right? This job site does not define me, right? Oh. But listen, that's not where you want to be at this time. It's not where you want to be at this time. Because with the world coming up as a complete cycle, I think that you've done all that you can, right? And I think that you could just be a little bit bullish or a little bit maybe overly controlling or condescending, just a little bit. I mean, to yourself even. If you don't have one more fight in you, you could be a little bit hard on yourself sometimes. But with the complete cycle being here, it's not like it's you that's throwing in the white towel. It's the universe saying, hey, time's up. Put your pencils down. Race is over. Time to go home, Taurus. It's time to start making your way home. Because whatever the situation is that you've been dealing with, that you're not transforming past, or you're not able to lift out of the mire, it's party's over, right? Chariot in the upright. It's time. Self-serving. Lovers. King of Cups. I think that there's another job that requires your attention. With the King of Wands and the King of Cups coming up with the Lover's card, okay, y'all are both actually showing up in y'all masculine form at this time. For those of you wondering about that situation, that is also a very closed situation. Like the King of Wands would have never stopped going back to the situation, and the King of Cups would have never stopped taking advantage of that situation, right? I see a bit of clarity. I see a lack of self-respect. And then redefining and making apologies to yourself. Like getting back to, you know, what it means, what you think of, how do you feel about yourself, not what this other person feels about themselves. Got the Eight of Swords, the Temperance, and the Ace of Pentacles. You know what it is when you don't understand exactly how exhausting a situation is, right? I just have to move this building. Well, then on the other end of it, I realize exactly how muddy I got my pants. Like, you don't understand. You need to, you're blindfolded to what this is doing to, say, your pocketbook. You understand? Because right now, I think that you're super or hyper focused on something that seems hopeful while you're depleting yourself or continuing to deplete yourself. It's time to refocus or refocus on what truly matters. Your health, your wellness, your happiness, your contentment. And I know as long as you're doing this kind of busy work or whatever, you don't have to necessarily do that. Or the longer I taking inventory, the longer I wait to take inventory, maybe the less upset I'll be about this whole situation. Because if you don't feel like it's a complete cycle, but the universe around you is saying, look, this is a complete cycle, it's time to pull out of this, right? Taurus, they're taking advantage of you. And they're not necessarily willing to change. I don't think that you're letting go of that idea that, you know, you're not seeing that I'm not letting go of this illusion that I can. Yes, you can, but not with this mountain, right? It's like taking the gym weight rack home. You can't do that. It's got to stay there, right? You can't make it pretty. It's public. It's public. Anyway, so as far as a time, this upcoming, to go ahead and reflect and clear out things that no longer serve you and move towards your closer and closer to your divine path, I think this is one of those situations where you've really got to sit down, think about things, sort it out in your head, and understand that there's a direction that you would be more welcomed, more receptive to, more appreciated at, right, than the place that you are currently. So Taurus, that's pretty much all I have for you. If you'd like to see more, please like, comment, subscribe. Do hit the bell if you want to be informed next time I upload. And until next time, Taurus, thanks for stopping at Eyes to See Tarot. It's been a pleasure.